Hey everyone, so we're back making another video for you guys. This time it'll be a core workout, just some stuff that you could probably do at home with cans of soup or milk jugs, or just finding different things that might weigh something different. You might have to test them out on your scales if you have them, but this will just give you some ideas of things to do at home. These are all either body weight or just really light weight things that you can do at home. If you have two of something, maybe you even have weights at home, perfect. If not, like I said, cans of soups, or filling a tube, maybe a can full of sand or something like that, and just see how much, the weight you get out of that. So basically you're just gonna need, depending on how you want to do it, two of something that might weigh 2 to 5 or more pounds. It's up to you. Or a long bar that weighs something, maybe a broomstick or something like that, something you can maybe add a little weight to or something. So I don't know how you want to do it, but these are just some ideas, and you can try modifying them at home. So like I said, some of this is body weight and some of this is not. We've done this in some of my core classes here at the CYCC. So I'm gonna get started. We're gonna do a minute of each of these workouts. Now at home, if you wanna pause it and do another minute of each one, or go through the whole video over again, you can always do that too. I'm gonna try and go through them as quick as possible so you guys are not staring at the stuff. And then I'll show you a few other things that you can do afterwards or before, whatever way you wanna do it. Just to get some of those other stabilizing muscles in the body taken care of, such as the core and stuff like that. So we'll do some core at the end, and then we'll do some hip work and things like that. So that's really all I got. So let's get started. Here we go. We're gonna start 1 minute of push-ups. You can do them modified if you need it. The modification would be to put your knees down, to do on an inclined surface, such as a wall, or even, like I said, on your knees, or you can do them on a chair. You can do them however you want to do them, but for me, I'm going to show you probably the standard version of a push-up. So for 1 minute, I'm going to push as hard as I can. I'm going to try and go slow so that I don't run out of steam myself. So, all right, here we go. Right there. Quick break to stand up. So as you can see, it's good to kind of break it up, or kind of go slow and steady, just so you don't wear yourself out right away. So the next one we're going to do is a goblet squat. You're just going to need one of those weights. For me, I'm just using a dumbbell because that's what I have here, but use whatever you can at home. Just find a good grip to whatever you need to. Like I said, a milk jug full of milk or water or sand or whatever it is. So we're gonna go a minute, just the same way here. All right, here we go. So now, want a nice wide stance. You wanna sit down like you're sitting into a chair, because we don't want our knees to go past that the big toe. 15 seconds left. 5. And stop. All right. So next what we're gonna do is a shoulder press with dumbbells, or you can use one long weighted stick, whatever way you wanna do it. Like I said, just modify for what you need to at home. So we're gonna go a full minute and let's go. Similar to the push-ups. And take your time, take a breath. These do get tougher as you go. Again, you're defying gravity, pushing weights up in the air, keep that back straight. So this is a lot for endurance training, or endurance lifting. That's a minute right there. All right. So for this next one, you can set your weights down. We're gonna do a static lunge. You can do a static lunge on top of a step. You can do a static lunge just standing in one spot. So this is my definition of static lunge. You want both feet pointing in the same direction. So what I do is I come up top and I keep my legs straight, and I'm gonna go down into a lunge. Just doing the same lunge over and over again. So we're gonna go a minute like this. We'll do another exercise in between and another on the other side. So here we go. 1 minute. Again, the same with all the other workouts. You want to make sure that you're kind of steadying yourself. I guess I'm getting a little excited, so. I'm kind of going at a steady pace just so that you don't kind of wear yourself out too early. All right, that's a minute right there. Stand back up. You can grab those if you have a pair of weights or a pair of cans or whatever you're going to use. We're going to go into bicep curls. The big difference between bicep and hammer curls, bicep is here, hammer is just holding it like you would a hammer. So we're going to start with bicep curls. For 1 minute, you can alternate or you can do them together. This is together, this is alternating, whatever you want to do it. All right, 1 minute, let's go. One of the key things here is to make sure you keep your back straight. We're not swinging it. You don't want to look like you're swinging those weights out in front of you, because then your back is doing a lot of the work there. So you just want to make sure you're doing all the work from the elbows up, or the elbows down to the hands. About 20 seconds left. Ten seconds. All right, good stop. You can set those weights down again. This time we're gonna go to the other lunge, the other static lunge. So you can go as fast or slow as you want. Just try to steady yourself so you don't run out of steam too early. So here we go. 1 more minute, let's go. halfway through this minute. About 20 seconds left. Lunges are quite the tough one. She's gonna have to hang in there. Got this one out. All right, stop. That's your minute right there. All right. So the next one is gonna be the overhead tricep extension. You can have, what I like to do is double my weight, have one that's double the weight of whatever I'm using. Today, I only grabbed the 2 dumbbells, so we're just using them like this. So just using your 2 cans, if you have cans or whatever you're using at home. So we're just gonna go here, just moving from the elbows up to the hands, just moving, just flexing from the elbows. Right like this, we got a minute. About 10 seconds. All right, that's about a minute right there. You can set your weights down. All right. So now would be the time if you want to use your weighted stick or whatever you have at home. I guess I shouldn't have set my dumbbells down because I'm still going to use these. But for me, we're going to do this. It's called the Romanian deadlift. And that's just simply, we're going to start down here, and we're just going to lift here, keeping the back straight, chest puffed out. You can have a slight bend in the knees if you need to, going down. It's about the only time it's okay to use your back to lift. So as you can see in this one, we're just bending from the hips, lifting up, working the lower back, working the hamstrings. All right, that's about a minute right there. All right. So this next one we're going to lay down. If you have a bench, would be best. Whatever you can find that kind of gives you a raised platform. Maybe 2 chairs, 3 chairs. If you have a long bench seat, not sure what would work best for most people. So what we're going to do is flies. You can do these standing up. It makes it a little tougher with gravity pulling the weights down. So with flies, we're going to lay back and keep the back straight. We're just going to lift 1 minute. Here we go. 2. Just basically flatten those arms together like a bird. Halfway there. Seconds.
next one, we're gonna move on a little bit to some abs. We'll finish out this round with abs. We'll take a quick little break, and then we'll go down to the next set of 10 different exercises. You can do each of these twice, one time, whatever you want to do. So the next one is gonna be reverse crunches on the bench or on the floor, is whichever way works best for you. These ones, it's not a huge deal. So reverse crunch, just simply here, we're gonna lift up, and you can go out or just up and down is fine. 1 minute for these ones as well. We're 15 seconds left. Alright, next stop. We'll take a little break. Catch your breath. If you're doing these all in a minute, just kind of rolling to the next one, just keep moving on. Get kind of a cardio workout in there, but definitely works the muscles, makes them build some endurance up. These can all be modified. Just kind of have to, you just don't go as deep for some of the exercises. Use less weight or use no weight. Just flexing the arms is great exercise as well. So if you need anything, just feel free to email, go on Facebook, email if you have any questions about any of these exercises. I'm more than happy to get back to you if you guys have any questions. But this does cover a lot of the different muscle groups in the body. I will show a few after we're done of things that we don't cover, such as the hip flexor muscles and some of the inner thigh muscles, as well as the shins and the calves. I'll show you some of those. Those are pretty easy, but just so they're recorded here for you guys, so you guys can get the full advantage of getting some of these workouts in while you're at home during this quarantine. So, let's get started on the next set. The next set of 10 is going to include a bent over row. So the bent over row is here. We're going to bend the knees, bend at the knees. We're just going to bend at the waist, keeping the back straight. Just bending at the waist, keeping the back straight. Chest puffed out, and let those arms hang down, kind of sit out in front of us, and we're just going to lift up, straight back. We got a minute for these. Here we go. Definitely wouldn't advise wearing a long sleeve if you're in a warm room. About halfway. About 10 seconds. All right, stop. For this next one, we're going to put our weights down. If you know what a curtsy lunge is, you're more than welcome to do a curtsy lunge for this. I always substitute for the curtsy lunge. I don't feel it as much, or I'm always afraid for knees and things like that. So I don't do the curtsy lunge, I do the side lunge instead. Now you can do a stationary side lunge, and the stationary side lunge is just simply how I like to do it, is I like to just go down to one side for a minute. You just take to one side. The non-stationary lunge is to move here. Slight bend in the other one. You can do it either way. I'm gonna go with this stationary lunge. I just find it a little bit easier. It's less work for some people. So I'm gonna go for a full minute, just like this. We'll do another exercise in between, then we'll go to the other side. Here we go. Sorry. About halfway. About 20 seconds. We're done with this. We're going to grab our weights again. And stop. Go ahead and grab your weights again. This one's called the upright row. So what I like to do is have soft knees, knees bent, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, arms out in front together, right like this, and we're just gonna pull back like Superman, ripping over it, open his suit to show his Superman suit underneath. And no, I'm not wearing a Superman shirt today, for those of you that know who I am. All right, that's about a minute right there. All right, we're gonna do the opposite side of the side lunge. Again, if you want to do the curtsy lunge, just doing the opposite way of the curtsy lunge if you did that one before. So I'm gonna go stationary side lunge, 1 minute, and let's go. So if you're wondering what we're doing here at the center, we're kind of cleaning up and getting things ready for when everybody opens again, getting some minor maintenance things done. We just want it to look our best when we do get to reopen, and everything will be ready to go. All right, that's a minute right there. Bring our feet back together a little bit. All right, go ahead and grab your weights again, whatever weights they might be. All right, so for this one, it's going to be a tricep kickback. So we're going to work those tricep muscles. What we're going to do is we're going to form a 90-degree angle with our arms. We're going to kick those elbows back, and we're just going to straighten out the arms behind us. Right there, you're going to feel it work those tricep muscles. So here we go, 1 full minute. 10 seconds. All right. Go ahead and keep one weight in your hand. For this one, we're going to do a single leg deadlift. So for this one, you might need a wall, something to support yourself. And that's just simply, so if I'm balancing with my right foot, I have the weight in my left hand. And we're just gonna bend here. Working on some balance. Like I said, if you need a wall or a chair to hold on to, that's fine. Full minute, just like this. Keeping the back straight, chest out. You also want to make sure that your toes are pointed straight ahead of you, perpendicular to the wall in front of you. Go 10 seconds. And stop. All right. Kick those legs out a little bit. This next one, we're going to go to hammer curls. So the hammer curls, as I showed you before, instead of going this way, our arms are going to be up like we're pounding a hammer. And for this one, I'm going to go alternating, just so I do the opposite of what I did for bicep curls. So we're going to go alternating for 1 minute. All right, let's go. For anybody that might be runners, this is a great exercise to kind of get you working on your form. But if you're not a runner, then, then this is just great exercise for those biceps. Got about 10 seconds left. All right, stop right there. We're going to do the other side of that single leg deadlift. So I did before, I did right foot, left arm. So this time I'm going to go left foot, right arm. So I'm not confusing anybody, apparently, or myself. So here we go. I'm going to balance that left foot, keeping the back straight, shoulder, chest stuck out. Using the wall if you need to. About halfway. Maybe the toes straight forward. If you haven't worked out between now and then, don't feel bad. This is my first workout back too. Just trying to get these up for everyone so they don't miss out. All right, that's a minute right there. All right, we're gonna head back down to the floor on our bench or mat or whatever you're using. You do want a little bit of leeway from the floor to your shoulders. We're gonna do some chest presses. You can do this with your bar too, if you have a bar or some kind of weighted bar or something that offers the ability to be like a bench press. So I'm gonna use 2 weights here. We're just gonna go straight up. Use your can if you need to, if you, whatever you're using at home. 2, 3, 4, bench crunch or the recliner, whatever way you want to do it. So the recliner is just simple. We're going to sit in that V-sit position. You can keep your heels on the floor. That's one good modification. And just kind of crunching or kind of half sit up this way. Or you bring the arms in. We're going to kick the feet out and layer back towards the mat for 1 minute. About halfway. Five seconds. And stop. All right. That's just everything included in those simple workouts. I'll just show you a couple. I won't actually go through the whole, minute long of everything else. Some other core exercises you can do to work on the core. Do for a minute or 30 seconds, alternating. Do them a couple times, whatever you need to. I'd say 10 to 15 minute core workouts really help to keep those core muscles building strength, keep them in shape. So yeah, here's just a couple extra ones. This would be a flat crunch. You can stay on the bench or you can move off the bench. That's just simply here. We're not pulling the head up. We're going to work all the muscles. We're just flexing those ab muscles. Bringing our chest towards the ceiling. So that's a flat crunch. Another one that does really well, works very hard, and you have to really push yourself to finish this one, is a bicycle crunch. That bicycle crunch is right here. You're going to go opposite elbow to opposite knee, and just switching up. Right like this. And that's our bicycle crunch. A V-sit or a Russian twist is right here. With a weight going side to side. You don't have to use the weight, it just works the core. That's a Russian twist. A lower body twist helps to work the obliques a little bit, helps to stretch too. Probably one of the easier workouts, but so for this one, you want to keep the arms out wide. You don't want to let the thighs touch the floor. Obviously, the hips have to, but the thighs don't. If you're up on your bench still, you definitely don't want to touch the floor because then it means you fell off. That's the lower body twist. That's the easier version. The harder version would be stick the feet up, and go side to side. Try not to fall off your bench if you're on one. So that's a progression that makes it a little tougher. All right. One of the basic core workouts is a plank. So I'll show you basic plank, how to modify that plank for different injuries or deficiencies in certain areas. So the basic plank would be obviously on the floor or on these or even on a stability ball. Just hold the body as flat as possible. You want the butt down as low as possible in line with the rest of the body. You should look like a flat load. The modified version could be to stick the knees down, keep it on the shoulders, or keep it on the forearms, sorry. The next version would be up here, body straight, up on the arms. That's a little bit better for the shoulders. You can also use weights here, such as this, for that plank. I would say hold the plank anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. Longer is better, but if you can't do it any longer, that's another progression there. Those are just some ideas. You can go from a forearm plank to a shoulder plank, or to a wrist plank, or arm plank, or hand plank, whatever you want to call it. So those are just some ideas for getting the planks in. Some way for working the obliques is the side plank. Side plank is here. Same thing on the other side, just switching. A way to modify or progress that. So the modification for that would be to take the top leg and just stick it up like this, putting the foot straight down so you give yourself a little bit of a break. Same thing on the other side. Progression for this one would be to add a hip dip. Just lower the hip down. If you'll stretch that IT band. Another version would be to add, like you're grabbing a rope from behind you, so it would be a twist. Side plank with a twist. Another way is to add a leg up on top, just lift it up. That makes it a lot tougher. Same thing on both sides. You do one to one side, make sure you do it to the other side if you want to be balanced. Right, Kathy? So those are some basic ab workouts. I have a lot more. If you need some more, please feel free. You can also find some online, I'm sure. There's plenty of them out there. Just you might have to look, or like I said, ask questions, shoot an email through Facebook. That's about what I got for as far as abs. Try to keep this short and sweet, but it's only as short as I'm going to let it be. So the next one, we're going to work on some calf muscles real quick, and I'll just kind of go through them. You can do these on your own. So a calf one, you might need the wall for this in this case. So what you're going to do is you're going to balance up here. You're just going to lift up, all the way down, all the way up. Let's say 2 sets of 10 to 12 on each side, going all the way down, all the way up, keeping the legs straight, working those calf muscles. And then doing just the opposite. You're going to balance here, you're going to go all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. That's going to work the shin muscles. For people that get shin splints, that's a great exercise for that. If you want to work the hip flexor muscle, we do these hip hikers or hip lifts. And it's just going to go down and up. You're keeping the legs straight. All you're doing is just shifting the hips down and up, down and up. This can be done on a set of stairs. You don't need a bench. Do it on a set of stairs. Even the other two can be done on a set of steps. If you have a railing, I advise holding onto the railing. Same thing on the other side. So it's able to be done. It works those hip muscles. One exercise to work those inner thigh muscles, like I was talking about in the beginning, would be to do, we call these, we'll just call these abductor and adductor squats. And this is laying on the floor, lifting those legs up. You're going to go straight out from the body. So they're 180. You're going to go 45 degrees out here. Same thing here. 10 to 12 on each position. You're going to go 90 degrees, form a 90-degree angles with the body. Another 10 to 12. Let's say 2 sets on each side should have you pretty well set. And then clamshells right here. Again, 10 to 12 in each position, probably twice on each side, same thing on the other side. Those will help work those inner thigh muscles and try and tighten those muscles up. If you guys have any questions, if you guys need any more exercises, we'll probably be looking to add, we're hoping to add some more exercises either from home or coming back here. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email, reach out to us. I'm more than happy to provide some workouts or whatever is needed. If you need to, if you're just looking for someone to talk to, feel free to shoot me an email, shoot us an email at the center, and we'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we hope to see you soon. We can't wait. So stay tuned for more. Have a good day, guys.